Hello everyone, and today will be a first look of the Caldera Close. Not the Caldera Open, Caldera Close. Now, I have to say first that, I have tried this before, and this is my purchase set, not some loan set from anyone. I purchased it from Zeppelin. They are the official distributor of Caldera Close, pretty much ZMF in Singapore itself. And I went to try it. So this is the first headphone that I had a double take, which means that I went there, I tried it, I left, was a great impression, and I tried again, and I purchased it. So I have to say true, double take, and on the first try, purchasing it, means that to me, this was fantastic. But before I talk too much about the sound quality, and I also want to be fair, I want to try it really at home, let's look at what's inside the box. Now this is a standard ZMF box. Obviously I don't know how to open a ZMF box. And this is the Caldera Close. Now let's take a look at what's inside first before I try everything. Now there is cables here. 2 cables is given. One is with the XLR. In fact, both are XLR cables. Why? I have no idea. 2 XLR cables, kind of weird combination. Pads here. This is the perforated pads. And then these are the silk pads you can see here. Now these pads I believe are the pure leather ones, but there is some perforation here, and then some velvet coating or suede inside. But overall outside is purely silk. While this one has this is actually Now I'm not an expert in ZMF pads, have to say the truth. Now this one is like all the way leather, while this one has some suede inside, which I'm not sure which is better, but this is the one I tested at the shop, so I'll just keep it to it. And with ZMFs also, they give a card, you can see here. Now Richard, it's as what I always say on the show itself, and there's the card itself with the serial number and stuff. Nothing too special here. And then lastly, there is a wiping cloth, which I have never used before in any of my ZMF headphones. So let's take a closer look at the Caldera Close. Now this version is the ash wood version, which all the stripes down. I saw another one, the red color version in the shop, which I actually prefer, but they don't have stocks for it, so oh well. But other than that, still a very nice headphone, and you can feel the wood grain on the headphones themselves. I mean, some of you may love it, some of you don't, but I think there's some classic feel to this. Now the pads, as I said just now, this is the one with the suede inside, perforated top, and silk at the side. So for ZMF headphones, I really like the build. The build has always been the same. I've seen the Aeolus from like 2019, or is it 2020? Kind of the same, right? With this hinge here, some very padded headband, and then this extra flap here when you open up, forms as a support to your head. And then the usual groove-like mechanism here that helps you to select, how much extension you want to hook on your head. As with every ZMF headphones, it's also fully swivel here. So all great. Now I do notice that ZMF headphones usually have the pads have to be properly, I would say, as rotated, so that there is the right sound to it. Usually I just rotate it to the bar itself on top, so that it's aligned, and then when I wear on, it's okay. I don't know whether is there a better way or not. I did notice that the leather here looks different from the leather here. No idea why. It looks shinier and there's more texture, and that looks kind of the same. Cables, I'll be using my own one here. This is a 3.5mm cable, and then this is the 1/4 inch standard stereo jack. The reason is very simple. I will show you guys in a moment, because I'll be using the M that I love for planars, and that is the Enleum here. So without wasting time, now I've said before, I retried it before, but I just want to confirm my thoughts using my own equipment now at home, and give you guys an honest impression. So my first impression is that it is what I expect, what I heard at the shop. It is really clear, very clean, and very airy. This is a headphone that doesn't feel like a closed bag. It feels more like an open bag, where there's actually less bass. The bass is there, it's punchy. There is sub bass, for example, in a song like I Know Akuruhi, certain parts after the initial, there's this sub bass that will come in. It's there, it's present. The vibration is good. The overall texture is nice. But most importantly, it sounds very clean, clear, and it is actually a little bit emphasized on the higher mids or treble part. And this gives it a very uncanny type of feeling of clarity that is very unlike any close bags I heard. Now, I own Verite Close, I own the Bokeh, I own the DCA Stealth, I own many high-end close bags, right? This sounds different. This sounds like an open bag. It sounds open, it sounds like it's treble focused, yet have a bass that is well controlled. No, yes, the quantity is not as much, but it's very well controlled. It really feels not like a close bag, and that's the reason why I got it. I mean, I have tried Caldera Close many times, never love it. And the soundstage is big. It is like one of the bigger close back soundstage I ever heard, and maybe even bigger than some open back soundstage. Very impressed with the performance here, right? But that is of course with my Enleum, and it's with the voltage out. Now I'm going to try whether it works for the current out, and that is why the 1/4 inch plug is here. I'll get back to you guys in a moment. Now the conclusion using the current port from the Enleum is no go. This headphone, like the Caldera Open, just doesn't work with Enleum's current port. I think there's some impedance shift as it goes across the entire frequency. As such, when you use it on the current out, it feels like a really warm, slow headphone. I mean, this is not the signature I'm looking for the Caldera Close. So for Enleum users with the Caldera Close, you're not going to gain anything utilizing the current port, which is kind of disappointing. So I heard 2 songs with both of these headphones, and one is Ibarra, which is very rock metal style song, and the other one is Heartbeat, which is more of a soothing vocal based song, and it is really different. Now if you are looking at correctness, I do think that the Stealth is slightly more correct, but that's about it. It's more correct, but it also represents what I call as can be a signature that works for all, but also a signature that works for none, because it's not very exciting to listen, and it is not like the most fun and dynamic thing to hear. And also when it comes to accuracy, it is accurate, but I don't know whether is that how sometimes music is supposed to sound. But I still love myself because it represents to me technical capabilities, like one of the best technical capabilities in every single way. So the Stealth is great. But the Caldera is like the opposite of the Stealth. It is exciting, it's bright, it's sparkly, bigger soundstage, punchier bass, though the quantity I think is about the same. And then the vocals is just this very bright, clean and clear vocals, which is very different. I mean, this represents the, I would say it's extreme ends, because both of them do not have the exact characteristics of a normal close bag with that warm, punchy, bass sounding stuff that you normally get with a lot of consumer close bags. These are high-end close bags, and both of them just sound fabulous. But in different way, right? This is like the ultra neutral and may not be for everyone, while this is the exciting little thing that can be used for many songs, unless you want to go for the most soothing type of song, maybe not for it. But if you're looking for anything with a bit more dynamics, the Caldera Close is very dynamic. In fact, it's one of the most exciting close bags I ever heard. I heard the E3 before, and I personally do not think that the E3 is better than the Stealth. I always felt that the E3 was okay, doesn't deserve me buying it, even though it's half the price of the Stealth. But the Caldera Close is a different take, and if you ask me, most likely, I think, my guess, most will prefer the Caldera Close. It is just so much more dynamic, so much more exciting, so much more fun to listen. And it may also sound technically better because, especially the treble region, the details are so much more, and everything just feels more fast, quick, and tight. While this one feels a little bit more soothing, laid back, and kind of work for everything, but sometimes also I can say it don't work for anything. While this one does work, and when it works, it is fabulous. Really fabulous. Though I do prefer the build of the Stealth. That's me, right? So the question now is, I have compared both of them. Is the Caldera Close worth it? At least based on my first take, and considering I buy it, I own both of them, by the way. I always use my Stealth as a benchmark for many high-end headphones because, it is like for everything but. No, not the most fun and exciting, but it is for everything, right? The Caldera Close, I think, most likely to me, a slightly better headphone. It's just more fun to listen, and it is nothing like a traditional close back. It is more open, a little bit bright, can be a bit spicy at times, but you know, everything else is so well controlled and so clean and so fast for a planar that is close back. I'm very impressed by what ZMF have done with the Caldera Close. So just now I've been trying with this amp here, the Mesh Kobo. Now the Mesh Kobo can drive both of these headphones to nominal levels. I will say, as if you're a loud listener, Mesh Kobo will not work. At least the 475 will not work. But I feel that with the Mesh Kobo and the Caldera Close, it can be a touch too bright. At least for me, it can be a little bit too spicy. I do prefer it with the Enleum just now, a little bit more warmth, a little bit more lush, and a little bit less treble. You know, that's the difference. This Mesh Kobo is like really clean and clear and bright. But I do find that the balance on the Mesh Kobo is better. I find that the Enleum there was a little bit off balance. I'm not too sure whether is it because I was running a very long RCA cable. Something to try later. But I do prefer the sound of the single-ended output on the Enleum over the Mesh Kobo, at least for the Caldera Close. While for the Stealth, I prefer it on the Mesh Kobo because it's a little bit more brighter, a bit more exciting sounding. While on the Enleum, it can be a bit too lush. But the Enleum with the current mode on the Stealth is fantastic. It is special. And I think that competes with the Caldera Close better. So overall, I do think that the Caldera Close, for its price point of 3,000, I think 3,600 USD. So once you add in shipping and all the taxes, it is still cheaper than the Stealth. The Stealth, I believe, is 4,000 USD. In Singapore, the price difference is quite huge. I mean, this is like nearly 6,000, while this is like 5,000. So I don't know why $500 turned to $1,000 in Singapore, 1,000 Sing dollars, which is not the case. It's supposed to be a 1.4 conversion. The Caldera Close is, to me, a better value close back than the DCA Stealth for most people. That's what I feel. But if you are looking for the most absolute neutral, yes, the Stealth can work out. But today, for the Caldera Close, I'm very impressed and I'm very happy that I purchased it because it is truly one of the best, if not maybe the best, close back that is enjoyable. That's how I want to end this review, and I hope you enjoy this short little first look of the Caldera Close. Now I do hope I could measure the Caldera Close, but because I have the mini DSP ears and I find that the resonance was really bad. I mean, this is the mini DSP ears. The resonance is very bad, and I really think that it's not worth my time to try calibrate it because I tried many things. It just doesn't measure correctly, at least based on every manufacturer's chart. It just looks off. So pretty much no measurement here for headphones, but I do hope you enjoy my short little first look of the Caldera Close, and I'll see you guys again. Bye bye.